Okay, welcome to the interview. My name is Malik Grange. Can you please state your name for the interview?
My name is Venicia Brown.
Okay, Benicia Brown. Thank you for coming in today. I wanted to ask you questions about you migrating from Jamaica to the U.S. So, could you please state what time you were born and some stuff about you when you were young and stuff like that?
Yes, I don't remember the time I was born, but I know my birthday, which is March 3rd, 1981. I think it was on a Wednesday. Um, Specific time, I don't remember. I was born in Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica to be more specific. And I remember Jamaica to be a very lovely place, the paradise which they say it is from my youth. Um, but as a young girl, I've always wanted to migrate to the US.
Okay, and what inspired you to migrate from Jamaica to the U.S.?
Well, when I was much younger and looking at the TV, I used to look at TV shows, movies, and what I used to see on the TV, I thought America was this beautiful, nice place, and I've always wanted to go and talk about going. So, the opportunity came when I was a teenager to migrate, and I did.
And how do you feel when you arrived in the U.S.? Like, how was the trip? How was you learning how to do stuff?
Okay, so when I first came to the United States, it was in New York. It was different as a teenager. Not the TV show and the movies I usually watch for sure. I got to JFK Airport, and after we exit the airport and went outside, oh my lord, it was just different. It was, I remember, dirty, somewhat just, dirty. I just didn't expect that to be the America that I was, fantasizing about for so many years as a young girl growing up into teenagehood. So, yeah, it was loud. It was extremely loud. A lot of noise, a lot of taxis back then, and just disappointing from my whole, fascination and anticipation as to what I had in my head about this America. But overall, I get to know the area. Know I started school. That's what helped. I started school as a teenager. I met friends. I learned the American language pretty quickly because I was young. And but yeah, I've been here for so many years that it's a lot to remember.
And did you come on a learning visa?
Yes, so when I first came as a teenager, it was a learning visa, and it kind of started school and it matriculated into study, and my family filed for me, and I stayed here, and I've lived in different states, so it's been a good experience overall.
And what were the biggest challenges you faced when adjusting to life in the United States?
Okay, so the challenges I faced was just school, and it wasn't so much a challenge because my friends that I met really really enjoyed my accent. They liked to hear me talk, and they would like say something. So no, it wasn't a challenge, but it's to get to learn a whole different country, I would say, if a challenge at all. But yeah, I adjusted pretty quickly.
And could you please tell us a little bit about your family in Jamaica and to tell us a little bit about Jamaica?
So I do have some family live in Jamaica. I have a brother that still live there. Most of my siblings, except for that brother, lives here in the U.S., England, and Canada. We're spread out all over the place. I do have aunties and uncles there. I visit Jamaica quite often yearly. It's beautiful. It's just this paradise that they talk about. Of course, there is areas that, crime and violence happen everywhere in the world, but for the most part, I go to the beaches. You know, I go to the touristic area, I go to local places where my family live, and it's just always an overall joy to be there and just to enjoy the island and all that it has to offer. The food is amazing, and of course, I cook my local Jamaica delicacy at home, and I do speak my Jamaican language too very often.
And as a young girl, can you tell us a little bit how you took care of your siblings? Because you did state in before the interview, you did state that you were the oldest among your sisters and you had two older brothers.
I didn't state that, but that's correct. I do have two older brothers, and yeah, one of them passed away. I do have younger siblings, and it was pretty. It was a good experience overall. Growing up with my younger siblings, I took care of them as the elder sister, and pretty good.
And how did your family and friends react your decision to move from Jamaica and come to the United States?
So my family, everybody was okay with it because it was always everybody looked to that experience of traveling, you know. So the United States was the place I wanted to come, and they were excited for me. They were all happy and joyous about it, and yeah, I am happy I'm here as a U.S. citizen. It's been a good experience over the years.
That's good. And can you share a memorable or life-changing moment from your early years in the United States?
School. Yeah, one thing I never understood, well, back then, I understand it now, but when you go to school and teenager, because I was a teenager at the time, how they speak to the teachers, that was a rude awakening for me, because in Jamaica we regard our teachers, we have the utmost respect for, you know, teachers. They're like the people who teaches us. We learn from educators, you know, so we have more stringent disciplinary actions in Jamaica when you're in school, but the classrooms here, what I recall, was just brutal. I remember one incident where I was in a science class. I don't remember which science class specifically, but I know it was a science class, and a young lady was just argumentative, quite loud, rude to the teacher. He had an accent, I think, Indian accent, and that was so surprising to me because that's something you could have never done in a classroom in Jamaica.
And how do you maintain a connection in Jamaica culture while living in the United States?
Oh, easy. So we're in a community where, you know, it's a lot of Jamaicans in the community. It's a mixed, and then you have Americans and people from different culture, and we all come together. We all, you know, mingle, and when you meet local Jamaicans, we talk our dialect and enjoy a chit chat. There is restaurants. There is, you know, food you can go buy at the grocery store that is Jamaican food. You know, Walmart have a whole aisle for, you know, Jamaican, Caribbean, you know, kind of food. So, you know, think about how big Walmart is. Target, Kroger, you know, it's just everything is okay. It's not hard. It's easy to just get along and live with people. Americans love Jamaicans, and we all get along. Most of my friends are Americans, and I do have a lot of Jamaican friends. They come to my home. We hang out. We share meals. We just, you know, it's all good.
And can you tell me a little bit about Jamaican food? Because I've tried some and they were really good, like oxtails, curry chicken, curry shrimp, ackee and sawfish, and things like that. Can you tell us a little bit more? And can you tell us how you like them and stuff like that?
Oh, I love them. I cook them. There's not one Jamaican meal I could ever think of that I can't prepare. I've prepared them all, and if I don't know, I learn. It's easy. It's just a matter of knowing, and once you know, it's doing it. You know. So oxtail is one of my favorite. I also like ackee and saltfish. You know, it's Jamaican's national dish, and I just like to prepare my food. I kind of divert into different recipes, but Jamaican meals is what I really mainly cook in my house, and my kids enjoy it, my family enjoy it. And when we're having Thanksgiving, which we're about to have, we cook a lot of different Jamaican delicacy, all that you mentioned and more. So yes.
And have you experienced any challenges related to your Jamaican identity in the U.S.?
No, I have not actually. The United States is a diverse country, and made up of a lot of immigrants from all walk of life. I come to learn. I've learned a lot of American history, and yeah, there is no challenge in there. Everybody live as community, accept each other. I mean, I had Jamaican teachers in college, so no challenges at all.
And what aspects of Jamaican culture do you wish were more represented in the U.S.?
Repeat that question.
What aspects of Jamaican culture do you wish were more represented in the U.S.?
Um, oh wow, that's a hard answer because there's everything represents here. Our music, culturally, I would say, locally, what happens in Jamaica from a local perspective, a lot of touristic stuff you see and hear about. The food everybody knows about, or majority of people. The music, a lot of people is divulging into the music now. It's big, it's nice to just listen to the beats and the rhythms. But I would say locally, some of what happens locally in Jamaica, I would like to be more presented globally, because some people who has things a little bit harder than others, and I'd like that to be a more on the global scene.
Okay. And how has your view of Jamaica changed since living abroad?
Oh, it has gotten better. Changed for the better, because as I said, it was a whole different experience, reality for me coming to America than what I see on television, and I look forward to going back home. I mean, just because it's so beautiful. It's a place that I would retire when I'm elderly. I would say it's just the weather is lovely. There's always sunshine. The food is nice. Fruits, oh my God, you can go and pick fruits, just locally from the trees. Mangoes, apples, all kind of different fruits. It's beautiful. So America is okay for living. For I would say it's better in terms of earning and acquiring stuff very quickly, much easily. But if you were to take that back home, you'd have a great life, and that's what I would do when I get older. Have I?
And can you please tell us a little bit about the violence and things like that in Jamaica?
So yes, and that part has been globalized, not more than I would want it to, because sometimes it's just false information that is being sent out. It is violence in Jamaica for sure. We can't deny that. Violence in America, violence in Europe, violence everywhere. But Jamaica being a small island, it's more magnified, and when you look at the global scale of things in terms of violence, you'll think it's bigger than what it should be because of how small the island is. But I think the government in Jamaica they're trying to do what they can to keep that as minimal as possible. But I mean, yeah, there's violence everywhere, and can we get rid of violence? We can try. It's just hard.
And have you ever been encountered in any violence? And has that impacted your decision to leave Jamaica?
Never. I've never encountered any violence in Jamaica. I live a violent-free life anywhere I go, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It does exist, but not. I have not had a personal experience of that at all ever.
Okay. And how do you stay connected with Jamaican community in the U.S.? Like, do you have family members do you live by? Do you have any family that lives in the U.S. that you can talk to, that you can go to, that you can have share experiences with?
Absolutely. I have siblings that I live close to, that we visit, we hang out, we spend quality family time together, and we have gatherings. My local church I go to, I have so many Jamaican people that is a part of the church system. I'm a part of the choir church. I mean, we have restaurants that we go hang out. We have, all kind of community events and activities we partake in, so it's not hard, it's very easy. We live as a community.
And do you have any quotes that your mother used to tell me, or have any quotes that anybody in Jamaica or anybody around the world told you that helped you to thrive in the United States?
Jamaican quotes?
Yes, Jamaican quotes, anything like that. Has any of those helped you thrive, that you remember thrive in the U.S. and helped you be a better person that you are today?
One is turn pan crooked and cut straight. And what that means is that sometimes things are not usually the way it should be. It could be financial, it could be just educational, it could be even just to find a job. And turn pan crooked and cut straight, meaning that even though you need to iron out the crinkles, you have to live as if though they're already ironed out, and it just get better. It's just a motivation to say it will get better, and I promise you, it usually do.
Okay. And what advice would you give someone considering migrating from Jamaica to the U.S., or somebody that's migrating from the U.S. to Jamaica?
Okay, so from Jamaica to the U.S. is, don't get your hopes up, and like I did, but then I was much younger. Just come with an open mind and learn about the country, the culture, and where you want to live. America is a very, very large country and diverse, to say the least. So, and live amongst people is pretty quickly to get to know what's going on, and to get accumulated with everything that's, whether it's school system, church, your local community, government affairs. It's not hard. So it's just about learning, come with an open mind, and work. And once you work, and you will definitely succeed here. Migrating to Jamaica from the U.S. It's going to be everything that you see on TV plus some, and the plus some is that you will expect that violence will happen. It is beautiful, it is a paradise. You have the beaches, you have the good food, you have everything, you have the good vibes, you have the good music, but understand that the economy is not like America. It is in fact different. You will have to establish businesses or create some means of having income stream. But yes, there is somewhat of a violence, which if you don't get up involved in that, it won't affect you at all. But it comes with all the beauty and charm and the glamour, and of just living in a island that is warm and just nice.
Okay, and our final question of the interview is, so as before you stated that you've been to Jamaica multiple times, in the future, do you consider U.S. your permanent home, or would you go back to live in Jamaica?
I remember stating this earlier throughout the interview that the U.S. is in fact my permanent home. I'm a citizen of this country, and I've been for many, many decades. I have children here. I have a family, husband, and yes, I will go back to Jamaica. When I get older, I'm planning on getting a vacation home there, and I will be back and forth to the U.S. because again, it is where I have spent most of my years as an adult. and where I have all my children and family and community and everything. But yes, I will have a vacation home that I can run off to when I feel like I want to relax and just be free.
That's good. Do you have anything else that you want to say for this interview?
Absolutely. And yeah, earlier in the interview, with siblings, my siblings live in America, different states in America. Oh, I love Florida. I didn't even mention how much I love Florida. Florida reminds me of Jamaica. I have a lot of family in Florida, aunties, cousins, and yeah, I look forward to go to Florida every chance I have, every chance me and my family have, because it's just another, the closest we get to Jamaica, you know. But yeah, this interview has been good. I have had asked questions that haven't asked in many, many years, and thank you for the interview. It kind of pushed me back to memorize or to think back on my earlier years and things I just didn't remember. They were dormant in my mind. So thank you. Lovely interview. I appreciate it.
And thank you for coming to this interview. Could you please state your name one more time?
My name is Venicia Brown.
And thank you for letting me have you here. The interview is ending now.